So you have to decide if you're going to be in the, okay, so you have to decide what makes you happy. Public arenas, private arenas, federal, state, city governments, working for profits, for non-for-profits. Some people choose industries because, for whatever reason, their parents did it, their friends do it, they have good fringe benefits, it's easy work, they don't have to put so many hours in, they know that their time is spent, they'll go up the ladder. There's, for every dollar you make, there's a reason why you chose that company or why you could choose another one. But you have to be clear in your mind what makes you happy, and so you have to pick those kinds of environments. Once you have a job, you have to get to yes. Getting to yes means that you are making decisions so that all that you do has some level of achievement. It's specific. Every day you go in, you have a sale. The sale is you've achieved something. So I'm there in LG. I've achieved a lot. I'm at the top of my ranks. Can't go any higher. And being comped very nicely. And I'm done. I have to change again. So I went to a company called Hedge Trade, broker-dealer business. It's a new industry in the stock market called day trading. Just came out. So I went to a day trading firm, and I said, this is new technology, I'm very interested in it. And I came in as their CFO, Chief Compliance Officer, Head of HR, and I wrote the manuals, I got it all done. They were a startup, it was pretty interesting. They were a partnership, I got them incorporated, I did all the legal work for them as well. And I'm there for 9 years. In that position, I saw what I consider the future of it, and I said day trading is fanciful. Day trading, if you don't know what it is individuals using their own funds to buy and sell stocks through a software package, that the same software package, the same portal that the big boys use, called ECNs, Electronic Communication Networks. And they pipe their orders in and out. But it's not a fair market because it works through terminals and through software. Anyway, I worked there for a number of years, and I said to the president, a better way of doing this is change your business model and end up working with institutional funds, with the hedge funds and the broker-dealers, making them your clients instead of individuals. So you can get, instead of 300,000 shares a day, you can get 30 million shares a day. Charge them a little bit less on commission and make a lot of money. And I showed them the financials and the economics of it. And they changed their model into dealing with institutions. And then we sold the company for millions. And since I was a stockholder, I retired because I cashed out. And that's what happened in my career. And I went back to become a consultant because that's my fallback. Whatever I do, I'm a consultant. And so I left, and the company that bought it is called Knight Capital Group, which is the largest NASDAQ market maker in the world. They're a multi-billion-dollar operation with thousands and thousands of employees. And when the company was sold, the SEC said the sale can't go through unless I stayed as the Chief Compliance Officer for the smooth and orderly transfer of books and records. So I had to go there from December until April, and an outrageous payroll in addition to my stock deal, and then I finished. That was in quote my broker-dealer career. So then after that was over, I had to set sights on doing something else. So you have to research what you want. So what do I want? For you, my research is a different function than what I'm showing on the board. Your research is when you're looking for work, check out the companies, check out the industries, Google the names of the executives. If you're looking for a company, AXA Financial, find out who the top sales, top executives, managing director. Google these people, find out what you have in common. Don't wait for a job to be posted on the internet. Find out top people. If you're really good, you get hired even if they don't have an opening because they want the talent. So you send a personal letter to these people, you handwrite it, personal and confidential, put the name on it, otherwise it gets opened by somebody and thrown away. They'll get to see it, hopefully anyway. And if you don't get a response in 2 weeks, you send another letter. Getting to yes. You keep on sending letters. Finally, that you either are going to be a pain in their ass, or you're going to get tired. I don't know what's going to happen first. But something happens. And at some point, you don't set it as a standard, you set it as a goal. So find out what these people are interested in. See if they have any commonality to you. See their background, where they went to school, what their interests are, what their hobbies are. Write a letter saying, I like what you did in your life. I think that you've done some pretty amazing things, and explain yourself so they get to see the person, not just the academics. Not just the career, make it personalized. Let them know that you are not a function. And you never know. I mean, that's what I did. And every place I went to, I either got called or I sent cold letters, and people responded to me. Sometimes it was no. Doesn't make a difference. The fact is, you get responses. In the School of Business newsletter, Busy News, the reporters are looking at interviewing. I said, I want you to interview executives and presidents of firms. I want you to get that experience of talking to top-level managers and top-level executives. And if you can't get to a person that gets paid $7 million a year, it's just not taking cold calls. They have a buffer. I said, I'll walk you through the process of getting to the people. Figure out who you want to talk to, figure out who you want to interview. We'll get them. We'll get them interviewed. When I was in college, I belonged to a club called Society for the Advancement of Management. I was the editor and treasurer. I got Mike Burke, he was the president of the Yankees. I got the head of the Teamsters to come in and talk to the students. Me, talk to me. We had lunches. I got to meet these people because I was able to segue into attracting them to the school so that they would want to meet us and talk to us. And I have vivid remembrances of what they brought to the table. When I met the head of the Teamsters, there was a management group. He said, someday we may be sitting on opposite ends of the negotiation. It was a great opening line from him. I thought it was great, because here we are, management, or anti-union by definition. Crazy. There are ways of getting through, so you have to figure it out. So that's what I'm talking about when I say, if you want to come to the newsletter and you're interviewed with the staff, you can have an uptick in learning curve. And it's a very, very strong uptick because you go through processes of doing stuff. Research what you want. Find the executives, look them up on Google, LinkedIn, and other social media. Understand what it means to talk to these people and get to who they are. And put yourself in their place and figure out how you make it happen for yourself. So again, you'll send in a handwritten envelope. Get it done. handwritten return address, personal and confidential. When you research the company, research their Edgar reports. You know what an Edgar report is, anybody? Everybody in business know what an Edgar report is? It's a financial statement that's put on the SEC for public viewing. It's an SEC filing for any publicly traded company. Read it. If you're interested in the company, understand the financials, read the balance sheet, forget about the income statement. Read the balance sheet and the statement of changes, the most important parts. But more important than that is read the notes. The notes tell you everything about a financial statement. The notes are the key, but they don't have to make the notes public, they only have to make them, they don't even have to make them to their shareholders. Read the notes best you can, try and understand it. If you don't understand the notes, go talk to a colleague, find out what this means, understand it. Figure out how you can parlay that into your letter so that you can show how you're interested in the firm and what it brings. You want to make it a one-page letter, 2 pages at the most. Your resume, you're in college. So a one-page resume is fine. My resume is 4 pages long because I can't put what I did in 1 page. I just can't. However, I don't have to send out resumes anymore, so yes. You have to do research. You have to do research. You have to do research. That's what you do in class. You study, you study, you study. That's what you do. The rule of thumb used to be every hour in class was 2 hours of study. It's no longer that way anymore. The competition is too keen. Every hour in class is 3 to 4 hours of study. That's what it is. If you're carrying 15 credits, you've got to put in 45 hours of study, so you're working 60 hours a week. What do you think executives work? They get into work at 7:30 and they go home at 10 o'clock at night because they're getting paid big bucks. That's what you have to do. That's what you do. You have to put in the time. You don't get it done any other way. And everything else has to, your only job is to get it. And you get it by putting in time. Unless you're so brilliant that you get it or you don't care. If you're handed no, don't accept it. No gets you nowhere. If you get a meeting, it's always on their schedule. Whatever your schedule is, it's always on their schedule because they're revenue producers or working. So you have to segregate it around your time unless they say you pick the time and then you pick the time. Always pick it in the morning if you can. The morning is best. Everybody is